to the BTS.
Damn, this place is beautiful. I've just spent the past 2 weeks here in this beautiful place called Wilderness. It's on the eastern coast of South Africa. And I've been editing my newest film while also doing my paragliding license, which has been super fun. But I just spent the past 2 weeks here and I've had a lot of time to sit and reflect with myself on all the ways that I've grown as a creator over those 16 years. And I thought, why not make a little video reflecting on all these ways that I've grown to potentially share some insights and maybe help you on your journey as a creator. And the winds are picking up. So the first thing that comes to mind when I think about my growth as a creator is pre-production. For the majority of my career, I would operate in a run and gun style, not putting much time into pre-production. And this method was hit and miss. I definitely had my fair share of successful projects, but behind many of those successful projects were also many unsuccessful projects, where either I or the client were not satisfied with the final outcome. Leveling up my pre-production has allowed me to more consistently find success in whatever it is that I'm working on. So the specific things that have helped me level up my pre-production are scripting, writing out as much of the storyline as possible, storyboarding, having visual references for the shot style and mood of what I'm trying to create, scheduling, using a calendar app to schedule each section of the project, creating a shot list. I've been using Notion for this. My friend Niklas has actually made a template that I've been using. I like to break down each section of the shoot and write out every single shot, what type of framing, what time of day, what lens, etc. Having this information allows for more peace of mind when I'm actually out in the field shooting, because when you're out in the field, there's so much going on, and to have to try to remember certain things in your head can get really messy. So it's really nice to just have all the information in one place and you know exactly what you need to be doing once you're on set. So nowadays in my pre-production process, I'll start forming the timeline before I even go out and shoot. Creating the structure of the timeline prior to filming has helped make the entire process less stressful and in turn more fun, because I know exactly what it is that I need to shoot. And I'm not overshooting and just hoping that I can make things work in post, which is what I used to do a lot. And honestly, that process can be pretty stressful. I'll add text and visuals in my timeline as placeholders so I can start to visualize the flow and structure of the story. I like to also find music that fits the vibe for each section and place it into the timeline so I can start to feel the flow of the entire story. So another really important part of the pre-production process is setting strict deadlines. I've learned that I'm such a perfectionist that if I don't have a hard deadline, I'm gonna continue working on things until I literally wither away. So setting realistic deadlines and staying true to those deadlines has been a really important part of my process. And that brings me to finding the right music. And honestly, finding music could be one of the most frustrating aspects of the film creation process, but my process has developed over time and I've learned a few strategies to help make this process a bit more fun and effective. The first one is to not wait until the very last minute. I just did a campaign for Insta 360 and my good friend Bryn and I were able to film and edit a really solid video in 7 days, largely due to the fact that I had found a song beforehand and already cut it up to the exact time length that I needed. Having finished this process before going into the shoot allowed me to have a detailed vision for the final video and gave me a better idea of how many clips I needed for each segment. So as a creator, it can be massively beneficial to always be on the lookout for new music. That way, when the time comes to start a new project, you have your own database of bangers that you can choose from, which saves you a lot of time in the long run. Often my best ideas come to me as I'm finding new music. It's the music that sets the tone for how I create my next piece. So finding quality music that resonates with me is vital for my creative process. And that's exactly why I switched to MusicBed all the way back in 2016. So sign up today, the link is in the description. That brings me to sound design. We are deeply visual creatures absorbing much of our environment through sight, yet our auditory sense is equally as important. That's why sound design, in my opinion, is just as important as the visuals. And that's why I've devoted so much time over the past 3 years to diving even deeper into the sound design process. This right here is a video that I made for Instagram not that long ago, and I think it's a perfect example as to how far a bit of sound design can really elevate your video. How does it feel to be in it right now?
Just hitting midnight and still shooting.
MK in the building. Holy that's dope. When you move it. Oh, I need light gauge. You literally just killed the vibe, dude. Collaboration has undoubtedly been huge for my growth as a creator. Finding other creatives whose work I admire and collaborating with them has been so important to my own growth as a creator. My friend Bryn North and I have done many projects together now, and we've both learned a lot from each other. We both have our own ways of working and contributing to the project, and together we've always been able to make magic happen. My friend Musti, who I found through Colder Creative, has also worked with me on several projects now, and it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate his fresh perspective on things and that he brings his own unique style and taste to the table. Having all the weight of the project on your own shoulders can be a lot. Sharing that responsibility and having an accountability partner is huge. We also all grow and learn much faster through the process of collaboration. For so much of my career, I would get to this place in projects where I'm like, I cannot wait for this project to be over, or I can't wait to be on the other side. And I had this idea that I would be happier or more fulfilled once the project was complete and I was on the other side of it. But honestly, rarely do I actually feel any different. Fulfillment often lies in the process rather than the outcome. The feeling of fulfillment upon reaching these destinations is often fleeting, and the focus shifts to the next goal or next project. And we continue to chase that next thing that we think will bring fulfillment. But the journey is all we really have. So knowing from my own experience that it really is all about the journey, it makes me think more about how to create an environment and schedule that will allow for me to enjoy the process and have more fun with it. Because when I have more fun in the creation process, it always shows in the final product. There's a quote from Alan Watts that's been really impactful for me on my journey. This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now, and instead of calling it work, realize it is play. For a while, I felt a bit stuck in my creative process. The online world always saw me in a certain light, and it felt like I needed to stick to the style that I had established. But over time, I realized that growth requires change, and embracing new challenges was essential for evolving my art. And that's why I've been really enjoying the process of experimenting and trying new styles and techniques. It's felt really good to break free from the expectations that confine me and to rediscover my passion for creating in the process. People will always have their opinions, but what truly matters is that you stay true to your vision and continue to believe in yourself.